I think of this as like Eddie. This is Eddie transform. This is literally the first Eddie. This is him transforming into Eddie. You know.
Yeah. Maybe that's Paul Diano.
Paul Diano now.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I would like to think he heard our episode while he was alive. There's no way he did.
I know he at least knew we existed because I was putting him in notifications, and during that time period, he turned off the ability to tag him.
Well, I mean, that's...
So Paul Diano at least went, hey, these motherfuckers in that fucking 80s pop album. Yeah, I know it sucks. All right, whatever. Block.
That means one of the things he did in the last year of his life was block you.
Literally. He could have blocked you weeks before. Like, how many weeks before? You could actually pinpoint how long of his life he knew about you. You can pinpoint it to the day, and then to the day he died.
Paul Diano knew who we were for, like, what, 6 months?
Yeah. Whoever...
Well, and it's funny because, like, we made fun of the album, but we were really complimentary at the same time.
He,
To him,
he
yeah.
didn't listen to it. I think he just
didn't.
probably hates listening. He hates hearing about that shit.
I bet it's been brought up at a couple interviews that he's walked out of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bet. I don't know that for sure. But
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were thought you were speaking true.
Well, when I was doing research for the episode, I found that nobody talked about it on the internet, like, at all. I couldn't find any interviews referencing, but he did talk about it. His autobiography that I haven't read. I found a forum poster like, oh yeah, he said he just wanted to try something different than Iron Maiden, and it's
Well, he did.
mission accomplished.
It's different. Good job.
I know that's what I like to put on because I love how cheesy it is.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get started?
Let's get started.
All right. We not started?
We're recording, and Steve will use.
I'll probably
We'll use
most
the
of that as a
usable
cold
parts
opener.
for a cold opening, but some parts of it will just be cut, probably. Yeah.
That way people can decide if they like our personalities or not right off the bat before they press X.
Did they like my personality in the video? Did they leave a comment? Or were they like, this guy's great? He sounds so handsome.
Well, Clayton, let's start the episode. We'll talk about that.
We're going to talk about comments. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I've never done that before. I've never talked about a mean comment online before.
I don't think we got any Samson comments, but
The meanest comment we got was on the New Order subreddit, and Steve got banned.
I got banned from Reddit because I posted that episode in the New Order subreddit, and the guy took issue with something Dave said, so he banned me, and I did the admittedly douchey move of screenshotting it and putting it in our subreddit, because I don't know, I think I was trying to bait the guy to like come into the subreddit and explain himself, and instead he just reported me to Reddit mods for harassment, and they banned me forever.
From Reddit in general.
Yeah. And every time I've made an alt account, it immediately gets flagged, so I can't even make a sock puppet account.
And what I said about Joy Division was factually accurate. It was that they got their name from the division of prostitutes made out of prisoners in the concentration camp.
Well, and my theory is I didn't get banned just for that one thing. I think it's because I went through all sorts of subreddits and put our episodes in there, and we probably got a bunch of like stupid mods that are like, because Reddit has this weird thing about self-promotion.
Yeah, I was gonna say if a subreddit like directly has a rule where it's like don't post this, and then you do.
Well, and I would always look at
check.
the sidebar and be like, oh, there's not a rule against that. But there are some mods that like don't post that, and then they just delete your thing or whatever. So
Yeah.
Anyway, Facebook sucks because I do doom scrolling on Facebook now, and it's way stupider. Way fucking stupider.
Have you seen Shrimp Jesus in the wild?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Dude, I join crazy Facebook groups sometimes for fun. One that keeps popping up that I forget that I'm in is one where it's like this group of people that think Chris Benoit is innocent. He didn't kill his family, and like, he was set up, and he should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know where I found it or why, because I don't even really like wrestling. But yeah, it's just a whole subreddit of people that are like, well, if you watch this documentary, this guy said some shit, and it was probably him the whole time.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a subreddit for people who think Phil Spector was innocent.
Oh, I bet.
We should make one if not.
Yeah.
There's tons of crazy Facebook groups. That's how you should use your time.
Well, I'm a member of this one called Mofos for Metal, and it's full of these fucking boomers that have like these outdated opinions on like what's metal and what's not metal, and they'll post shit like, "Oh, this kid called me a gatekeeper, so this kid can't take criticism," and it's like, you're whining about it in a different post. Like, you can't call somebody else a crybaby if you're crying about it.
Yeah.
And then there's this weird subset of like 3 or 4 people in that group that are so against tattoos that they're like, this is what you pro tattoo people look like. And like one posted a comic of a guy that's like about to step on shit, and the person in the comic stops him and he's like, no, I want to eat it. And so he eats it. He's like, freedom. And he's like, that's what you pro tattoo people look like.
That's really annoying.
And I'm like, I've seen a lot of shitty tattoos, but I mean, why don't you mind your own fucking business?
Things like that.
If you don't like tattoos, why are you into metal?
Well, and he's like, well, it's like when a bunch of drug addicts move into your neighborhood. Like, of course you're going to criticize drug addicts, right? I'm like,
no.
Well, how is that even remotely? No, but
why is that the same thing?
Yeah.
How is that even remotely the same instance?
Yeah.
This is why I think Facebook is actually the superior platform.
It is more entertaining. It is more entertaining. I guess when you put it that way.
It's more entertaining than Twitter anymore.
The shitposting is bad. I'm in that. Are you in that guitar group where we all act like boomers?
No, I should look that
guitar
up.
group where we all act like boomers, and it's just all like, hell yeah, brother! Don't tell Deb I bought a new Gibson.
So I was a frequent poster in the Guitar Circle Jerk subreddit, and it was basically the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I listened to this podcast called Guys, where one of the episodes they did was Guitar Guys, and like most of the posts they found from Guitar Guys were guys who didn't understand why their wives were mad at them for buying $3,000 guitars without talking about it first.
Well, and it's like, yeah, you see all these like weird comments about import guitars and shit like that, and like people do their weird justifying of spending $3,000 on a guitar when you can spend $500 on an import guitar and get the same fucking tone these days.
Yeah, really. I still play my V, and I love it.
I mean, Sean was just here for practice earlier, and I actually got out my Squier Bullet, the cheapest Squier you can buy.
And it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. And he was playing around with it, and he had a great tone. $150 guitar. The only really complaint he had is the frets were a little sharp, which...
Yeah.
That's really where I think the difference lies, is like the frets and stuff, but... I don't know. Yeah,
there's because you can tell when you look close at it that they cheaped out on like the paint job, for instance, and stuff here and there. But that's, when I was buying a first guitar, I didn't care about any of that shit. So
I've seen so many bands and dive bars playing Dan Electros and Squires. That,
yeah, All right, so let's get started.
All right,
this time. Now we have 2 cold openings. All right, welcome to this episode of Side 1, Side B with Dave and Steve. I'm Steve.
And I'm Dave.
And we have a guest today, the guest that we had on our least popular episode on the band Samson. Welcome, Clayton. That one was all your fault.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for reminding me that was all my fault.
I think it was Bruce Dickinson's fault.
I think it was Samson's fault.
No, our second least popular episode is our review of his single, so I don't know. Maybe people don't like Bruce right now. I don't know. Because our most popular episode is on a singer named Paul Di'Anno. Dave, recap us on our most popular episode.
So it was really early in our run. It was like our 3rd episode. And Steve was like, hey, do you want to listen to this record by the original singer for Iron Maiden? And I was like, sure. I like that first really scuzzy album. I bet it's going to be something like that. And it sounded like Styx. It was the cleanest radio rock ever with the cheesiest lyrics. And it sounded like an exercise montage and in a movie about teenagers trying to save their community center from a bulldozer.
Clayton, I know you've listened to that album. What are your thoughts on it?
I can't really say it any more succinctly than Dave there. It really is like, it sounds exactly like Styx. Like, he was really trying to be Styx. He was really trying to do something relevant.
I think if they'd put the effort into the songwriting, it probably could have worked. But it just, I don't know. I find its cheesiness endearing, but I mean, the lyrics are terrible. The choices of instrument sounds, on at least the first side, because he's using more like organy keys, I guess, for lack of a better word, on the second side. But I mean, overall, it was just not what I was expecting when I ordered an import record with Paul Di'Anno on it. We'll put it that way.
There was some movie, I'm trying to remember what it was. Maybe it was Miami Ninja or something. It's like an 80s ninja movie where the ninjas had a band that had a bunch of songs about friendship. And that's what Di'Anno by Di'Anno sounded like.
You know, one of my thoughts I've had since we recorded that episode is it would be fun to vaporwave it. I think it'd be a great candidate for
great tribute to Paul Di'Anno, too.
It would be.
Yeah.
And speaking of great tributes to Paul Di'Anno, rest in peace, by the way. Today, we will be taking a look at the first Iron Maiden record, Iron Maiden, by Iron Maiden, featuring the song Iron Maiden. And at the end, we're going to put Clayton in an Iron Maiden.
Can't wait. That'll be my favorite part.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me back to another episode where we talk about another Iron Maiden lead singer. Prepare for your third least popular episode.
Yeah. I don't know if history repeats itself, this might end up being. People seem to like Paul Di'Anno. So, what do you guys? We have all heard this album, so we're not all going blind into this one. What do you guys think of this record before we listen to it?
It's one of the 3 Iron Maiden records I really know. The 3 that I really know really well are this one, Number of the Beast, and Peace of Mind. I like this one a lot. I like the way it sounds. I like the scuzziness to it. I wish this version of Iron Maiden would have lasted like 2 or 3 more albums, yet we would have somehow still had Number of the Beast and Peace of Mind, which probably wouldn't have happened if that happened. But I like the scuzzy jean jacket, drink the beer left at a different table from the people who left type of metal, which is not what later Iron Maiden was. And by later, I mean 2 albums later.
Yeah. Great songs on it. I love a lot of them. I'll talk about them later, obviously. But like the songwriting, you can tell is just there already.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these songs they played with Bruce Dickinson later, still in live rotation, like even now.
Yeah. Well, and I think they workshopped these songs for a long time before they actually put them down. I mean, there's multiple demos of these songs with. There's a couple, if you dig far enough, you can find singers even before Paul Di'Anno singing these songs. And then there's the Soundhouse tapes. And by the time they got to this record, I think they really had these songs polished, and it really shows. And I remember, Dave, you mentioned you don't like the Killers record as much.
Not as much. It just doesn't stand out to me. Like, it's fine, but it's not cohesive. Like this one or the 2 Bruce ones that I said I know really well and like.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you can tell they didn't have as much time to prepare the second record, even though that one has some bangers. Like the Killer's title track, I think is amazing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like it. To me, it just feels like a sophomore slump.
Yeah, I know. I think I agree with that. I listened to it after you mentioned that, but do you have a dissenting opinion?
I wouldn't call it a sophomore slump. I don't know. I guess I don't have the record in front of me. So it's like I can't see every song that's on it.
Here, hold on.
But I know Wrathchild's on it, and that's probably my favorite Iron Maiden song of all time, so I can't call the album like completely, oh, you got it over there. On your wall. Steven has many records.
It does have a better cover. I will give it that.
First off, better cover, the Definitive Eddie.
That might be the best cover they have, that or Peace of Mind. But yeah.
I would say that
mine's somewhere in time.
Not as many hits, but Wrathchild and Murders in the Rue Morgue alone are top tier Iron Maiden songs. So I think that the album is can be called a slump. If you got 2 bangers on it, at least.
Yeah, like it has its moments. It's just not as cohesive.
Okay.
My general thought. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Sure. What does cohesive even mean?
Well, me and Dave are secretly tankies, so your dissenting opinion at the end, we're going to send you to the goulash. So. For me, Iron Maiden is, I don't know if it's my favorite record of theirs, but it's up there. Out of the gate, I think they released an excellent record. I think Paul Di'Anno's vocals on it are perfect. I don't think, like, in some weird universe where Bruce sang on this record, I don't think it would have been as good.
I don't think that the Bruce versions of the vocals on, like, the live tracks of the songs from this record fit the songs as well.
Yeah, and I've actually made playlists of him singing every Paul and every Bruce song, or not Bruce, every Blaze song that I could find. And yeah, by and large, it wasn't bad. It just, I didn't like it as much as Paul Di'Anno's versions.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as like
a different band, I feel like it's almost like two different bands.
Yeah, because I think my favorite Iron Maiden album is probably Power Slave. So it's like, I don't know. Can you really compare those two?
I would agree.
Yeah,
but they sound like two different bands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really.
And that to me, that's the weaker points in Killers are just because it's between them being the two different bands.
Yeah,
and I think if they had leaned harder one direction or the other, maybe it would work better for me. I don't know. But yeah, this one, like this is, to me, this feels like the only one that's fully by this band. So I like it. I think my favorite record as a whole is Peace of Mind, but this is a good one. This one's up there. Number of the Beast is a little overplayed. Like, I love it, but like comparatively, yeah,
but it's got some great songs.
It does. It has
some great songs. So, I mean, the band didn't just get good when Bruce joined. The band was always good. And really, the reason they had so many singers is because the same people were writing the music the whole time.
Yeah.
So I guess the band naturally evolved, and they naturally evolved into needing a new singer. But not at this point, when they're like fucking scummy teenagers.
Yeah.
No, it's. I think it's worth mentioning. I read an interview from Bruce Dickinson where he said, "Oh yeah, not many people know this, but Steve Harris actually hates that fucking record." And I don't know if it's with the production. I would assume it's with the production on the album because they play a lot of songs from this album today. So I'd have to imagine Steve Harris probably doesn't hate the songs. He just hates how it sounds. Steve Harris, I disagree. I think this album sounds amazing.
And he can be wrong. Like, sometimes bands don't like their own music for some reason, and they're wrong.
Well, while he was making this record, I'm certain he had his own idea in his head of what it should sound like, but because of probably technical limitations at that time, or maybe budgetary limitations, they just couldn't get the sound they wanted.
Or maybe he doesn't think his playing was quite up to snuff yet, and he's embarrassed by how he played on it. There's all kinds of reasons.
The things that he thinks about when he hears it that we don't think about when we listen to it. Yeah, so I don't think his point of view is invalid. It's just, it's hard to imagine not liking this album in my mind, though. So it's interesting.
It's an insider's perspective of something he wrote when he was a lot younger.
Yeah.
Performed on. So, I mean, my best guess, without knowing why he doesn't like this album, would be he's embarrassed by some of it for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Well, it's kind of like when we did the Slipknot Mate. Is it Mate Feed Kill Repeat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to this day, they won't put it on streaming services or acknowledge it or anything because it's like, they're probably embarrassed that they wrote a bunch of songs about wolf penises. So.
Yeah.
Are they, though? I mean, Iowa is a platinum selling record, and the first lyrics on it is, "I want to slit your throat and fuck the wound."
Yeah.
But would Corey Taylor fuck the wound with a wolf penis or just a regular human penis?
Have you heard that the original singer of Slipknot re-recorded that album?
Yeah, I actually listened to it, and it's not good. I actually really liked the original album. I don't think it's perfect, but it's a really interesting thing to listen to.
Yeah.
And I watched his live performances. The live performance is really good. But yeah, that re-recording, and he says they put it out without his permission. So.
Oh, okay.
Like the guys from, I want to say it's Chaosis or something like that. They recorded basically a demo and just put the demo out. And I think Anders was under the impression that they were going to do some more production on it. So,
or like shop it or something, not like release it like that.
Yeah.
All right. The cover, classic cover. This is not the Eddie everyone knows. This looks different, but it's a good prototype. It's a good proto Eddie. He has like
that was Eddie's strung out phase.
Yeah, this is Eddie when he was into heroin. Yeah,
it's when he first transformed. That's when he became Eddie.
Yeah,
and then the Killer's Arm is when he becomes full Eddie.
Yeah,
and then goes on his adventures.
But yeah, like there are elements of it which are in the later. It's just not drawn exactly the same, and so it doesn't look the same to me. But it's a solid cover. It looks like an EC Horror Comics type of cover where it's Eddie looking directly at you and growling, and there's a brick wall behind him and a bunch of street lamps and a falling apart trash bin. Then on the back, it's the band live on stage in the dark.
And then up on the computer monitor, I got the 1998 reissue cover, which that looks like digital art to me. But it's basically the same thing, but it's a digital version. And it's fine.
Yeah.
AI generated.
It looks more like Eddie, but it's also, like... I don't think there's anything wrong with the original looking a little different. It's like the first season of The Simpsons where Homer's voice sounds a little different. It's fine. Yeah.
Chocolate frosty milkshakes. On side one, we have 4 songs. Well, before we get into tracks, let's talk about the lineup. We got Paul Di'Anno, lead vocals. Rest in peace, buddy. We love you, even though we made fun of you a little bit.
And even though you blocked us.
Well, he didn't block us. He just stopped allowing people to tag him after I think I tagged him too many times in our promotional material. So there's Paul Di'Anno's out there somewhere going, well, not now, but at that time, Paul Di'Anno was like, oh, these fucking cunts, they keep reminding me of this album I made in the 80s. They're fucking tag me, motherfuckers. And then he died, so I feel bad.
Yeah.
You probably
We killed him. Yeah.
The stress of it killed him.
Yeah.
I don't want people talking about my Styx album anymore.
Or his social media manager got tired of the notifications. And was
I almost guarantee that was what it was, yeah.
Do you think, would he have had a social media? I guess I'm really far removed from that world, so I don't know if Paul Di'Anno would have the money to have a social media manager.
That's a good point.
True.
Yeah, that could have actually been him.
Yeah, he was towards the end of his life. He was having multiple health issues, and cool thing that Iron Maiden did, they stepped in and paid for his stuff.
Nice.
So props to.
Well, I'm glad they did have a good relationship still.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that he was pretty sore after he left the band, and then the band gets bigger than anyone, so
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that feels weird. Dave Murray on guitar, still in the band today. Dennis Stratton on guitar and backing vocals, no longer in the band. And I think this was the only one he did. I don't think he was on Killers.
Yeah.
Who? Does he have a Wikipedia page?
He does have a Wikipedia page.
Who else was he in? Was he in anybody else?
He was in Praying Mantis.
Oh.
Lionheart. There are 4 Paul Di'Anno and Dennis Stratton albums. I actually haven't listened to those.
4 new episodes for you. What do you know?
Yeah.
And a few collaborations with nobody I've ever heard of. We got English Steel. Not British Steel. English Steel.
That has to be like a Judas Priest tribute band or something that he played for.
It's also called Stardom Young.
Okay.
Okay.
And then another band called True Brits. So just to remind you how British they are.
That is one thing. Iron Maiden is the most British band of all time. I don't fucking care about the Beatles. Iron Maiden
really
is
are.
the most British band of all time.
Yeah. Well, and it's like they're like it makes more sense for them to be flying the Union Jack than any punk band, honestly. Because why would a punk band fly a flag? They do, but it doesn't make sense that they do.
Yeah.
Apparently, during the incident where Sharon Osbourne egged Iron Maiden at Ozfest, one of the things that she said is that they shouldn't have been waving around the British flag while we were doing the War on Terror, which is weird because the British were way into the War on Terror also.
Yeah, and Sharon Osbourne is British, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, I don't.
Was she making
so
a
is Ozzy
statement?
Osbourne.
Was she
to my
making
knowledge.
was she making a statement against the war on terror and saying that no, because that's the only way that makes sense.
Well, I think she meant like, fly an American flag to support America because of 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's what
okay.
they were going on about. Which
That's
no.
that's
We didn't
stupid.
fly Union Jacks.
Yeah.
And stuff happened there, you know.
Apparently there's a rumor
Not
that
that we should or not saying anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I made a bunch of jokes that would get me in trouble at work when the Queen died on Twitter.
let's see. Speaking of British people, we got Steve Harris, bass, backing vocals, still in the band to this day. Surprisingly,
Insane. Yeah, he doesn't play much of a part except bass, I don't think.
Yeah.
But he's just really good.
well, we all know the bass players are the least important members of the band, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In all honesty, one of the greatest bass players of all time.
Yeah, seriously.
I feel like I
think
have to mention.
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I used to mistake his bass playing for lead guitar playing.
Well, and that's also one of the reasons why I like Maiden more than a lot of other metal bands is the bass is prominent enough in the mix that you can hear it.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yep. And then finally, Clive Burr on drums, who was on the
First two.
and then Number of the Beast before getting replaced by Nico McBrain, who just recently departed himself.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Good. This is where Clive Burr is the best drummer that Iron Maiden ever had. Nico McBrain was from what I understand, Nico McBrain was his drum tech and like manipulated the band into kicking out Clive Burr and making him the drummer.
Interesting.
That's what I understand the situation was. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on that.
I would.
But, yeah, Clive Burr, fucking insane. Insane
he
drummer.
I prefer him in Iron Maiden and wished he would have been the drummer.
Yeah, Nico McBrain, as much as I love all, like, the Bruce Dickinson era Iron Maiden albums, like, Nico McBrain is not, he plays the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's better than Lars, but, like, not much. I would put him, like, third on the list.
I think he's a decent drummer, but he's not nearly as interesting as Clive Burr, kind of in the same way as Vinny Appice wasn't as interesting as Bill Ward.
Yeah, Vinny Appice isn't as interesting as his brother, Carmine Appice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think drummers really get overlooked a lot of the time, and maybe there are people that disagree with my preference of drumming because I like really active acrobatic drumming, and I know there are some people who are just like, nope, I prefer it when they keep a straight beat.
Yeah, 4 on the floor. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either.
It depends on the song and like how it's sitting with the other instruments. I don't like it when acrobatic drumming is taking up so much space that it's distracting from other stuff. Like it all depends. But I also think too, like the early Beatles records, like before they had good lyrics, like the early ones where it's all generic love songs. Ringo's drumming is the most interesting part on those, and that's really acrobatic. And yeah,
he's a good drummer too.
Yeah,
But Clive Burr should have stayed in the band, and from what I understand, Nico McBrain like finagled his way in more so than like I don't think Clive departed. I think the band kicked him out.
Yeah,
and he like finagled his way in.
Well, I have heard some stories that they were struggling personally. Some, maybe there is an element of that, or maybe it's kind of like, when you're part of Stalin's inner circle and somebody wants to take your place, you cozy up to Stalin to get him to kick the guy out.
Yeah.
And send him to the goulash. But
yeah.
But
who's Stalin in this? Is it Bruce or is it?
Oh, obviously Steve
Or is it
Harris.
Steve? Yes.
Yeah.
Steve Harris is the Stalin of Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Well, you could make a case for
the Churchill.
Rod Smallwood.
Sorry, British people. The Churchill of Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I do like the idea of like the internal politicking, like the cutthroat internal politicking within Iron Maiden in the 80s, though. Just like where it's like Game of Thrones, where people are playing each other off of each other. And yeah.
Speaking of which, I played this for Dave, but Clayton, have you heard that B-side called Mission from Airy, where it's just Steve Harris and Nico McBrain arguing while Bruce Dickinson's like egging them on?
No.
It's hilarious. They released it as a B-side. It's like the most British argument ever.
We will watch. We'll have to throw that
yeah,
on
we
my
should.
old YouTube. We'll talk about that.
What was it the B-side to again?
I want to say Aces High.
Imagine releasing that.
Yeah. Now, me and Dave, we recently acquired a temporal chronovisor by stealing it from the Pope. So I would love to visit the universe where Clive Burr played drums on Power Slave. That's the only way I can imagine that album being even better.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we got Will Malone, producer, Martin Levin, engineer, Derek Riggs, who illustrated the sleeve and did it up until I want to say
That weird digital one.
Yeah.
Digital 9?
No. Well, oh yeah,
Virtual
I guess
9?
Well, was it No Prayer for the Dying or was it the one after that?
No, remember. The one after. No, Dance of Death is the one with like the 3D album art. That's the one I think that he obviously didn't do because it looks god awful.
Yeah, it's not good. Derek Riggs, I think, is a great artist. Then Rod Smallwood, their manager, I think it's kind of funny to say that somebody was giving Paul Di'Anno shit for calling him Rod Smallwallet, and he took issue with that and quipped back, "We all called him Rod Smallwallet."
I think it's funny that they gave him a different nickname when Ron Smallwood is funny enough.
Yeah, just on its own.
And then that's the lineup. We got 4 tracks opening up. We got Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, and Phantom of the Opera. Besides, Paul Di'Anno contributed to Remember Tomorrow and Running Free. So, all right, we got anything else to add before we throw this fucker on?
Nah. Get it started.
All right,
DJ, spin that shit.
And we're back. What'd you guys think?
It's a good album. I like it. This almost sounds like a speed metal album compared to what they would do later. So like this feels more like Motorhead than it feels like Dickinson era Maiden.
Yeah.
Family Opera is an incredible song. I'm just gonna say that out the bat. I'm glad that they still play that song. Sorry, let me see this here.
Yeah.
I think they still play all 4 of the songs on this side.
Really, because I was gonna say, maybe this is an unpopular opinion. Running Free is not my favorite song of all time. I don't think it, and I do think it is indicative of why they chose Bruce Dickinson over Paul Di'Anno. He's not the greatest singer. Was that Running Free, or am I thinking of
Remember Tomorrow?
Remember Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's where his vocals were really. Yeah, Running Free was probably my favorite. I like that gallop at the beginning, but yeah, Remember Tomorrow. You can hear the weaknesses in his voice.
Yeah, he's a really good vocalist for the style they're doing, but he's not the best singer. And I guess you can make the argument that Bruce Dickinson is also not the best singer because he has a really unique voice. But you can just see the cracks there. It's not. They wanted something operatic, and he just can't quite make it there.
And something I noticed when I put on Killers is I think they were even trying to push Paul to be more like that on the next album. So yeah, inevitably we would have never got a third Paul album.
Yeah.
No, I think he was. I think for what they wanted from the band, he was not going to be right.
Yeah. Well, and you think about the songs on Number of the Beast. Like, do you think he's capable of singing any of the songs on that album?
Well, there's videos of him singing those songs. I'm pretty sure.
I need to look at the track list before I make a judgment. But
they completely wrote this album after he left. So I've looked. He hasn't sang any of these.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Your copy of Number of the Beast only cost you $2.
Oh yeah, I bought this in the early 2000s when nobody cared about vinyl.
Nice. I wonder how much that would go for now. Like,
well, it's like, yeah, could
50,
you
40?
Could you, oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like 40 or $50. Yeah,
for a vintage copy. Yeah, probably. Yeah, could you imagine Paul singing "Hallowed Be Thy Name"?
No. I think of the scream at the end of the song "Number of the Beast," where he's just like, like I I don't think Paul Di'Anno could never. He can never.
I think he could do Invaders. Not as good as Bruce, but I think he could do Invaders.
That's a reworking of another of one of his era songs.
I was gonna say.
So there is one. Yeah, there is one that he did sing.
I was gonna say that song sounds like it came from this first 2 album era.
Yeah,
maybe The Prisoner.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not talking about this album. Yeah.
Well, as far as I like every song on this side, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pick a least favorite. I like all 4 of these.
I do like how the 2 guitars played off of each other, and I know that it's different from how it would with a different person, but I do like their dynamic.
Well, Clayton, you mentioned that you could tell which one was Dennis Stratton and which one was David Murray. How are you able to tell the difference?
Just the way the solos are played, and maybe that's also because I've listened to a bunch of Iron Maiden albums, so I've heard Dave Murray play hundreds of solos throughout my life. But I could just tell the difference between them. And
but their tone is different.
The tone is different. Yeah. One tone is a little basic, cleaner.
Yeah.
And I assume that's Dennis Stratton. But yeah, I'm not sure why he left the band. So.
I think he's a good rhythm player. I think
it was musical differences. I think he didn't want to put up with Steve Harris anymore.
That makes sense. Steve Harris is the Stalin of Iron Maiden. Also, Prowler is a 10 out of 10 opening to a record. God damn, that song rips. That is a ripper. That lets you know what they're there to do.
And Prowler, to this day, is one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs.
It's a great song, and I think Paul's limitations as a vocalist work well for it, because the fact that he doesn't have the same level of breath control that Bruce does, I think Bruce does. I think it fits a whole lot better. I feel like the way he sounds kind of winded in it makes it a better song.
One thing I find interesting looking at the songwriting credits is Paul Di'Anno wrote the lyrics to Remember Tomorrow and Running Free. You can tell because Prowler and Phantom of the Opera are kind of, they're horror themed more or less, and then his seems to be I don't know, I like to imagine it's Paul Di'Anno's anarchist spirit coming out on those songs and the lyrics.
Also paving the way with the Phantom of the Opera pre-musical Phantom of the Opera. It's about the book, so there's no they don't use the Phantom of the Opera riff from the musical or anything. You don't see a lot of Phantom of the Opera stuff pre-Phantom of the Opera musical.
I think Bruce also mentioned that's his favorite Paul song to sing, and that if there was one that suited him, I say it was that one.
Yeah, it's about his kind of stuff too. A Victorian era novel. Yeah. Gothic horror. Yeah.
I would have assumed Charlotte the Harlot would have suited him pretty well, but he did re-record that one, and it's extra cheesy with him.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that song when we get there. But
Prowler, great opener.
10 out
of 10.
10 out of 10.
I really liked the wah tone on the guitar.
Yeah.
You can say this for every song, but the production, Steve Harris doesn't like the production. I disagree. I think the production on it sounds
it fits.
In fact, my biggest
trashy.
Yeah, my biggest complaint about Maiden these days is the production. Their production seems flat.
It's way too clean for the newer stuff.
Clean. Yeah. I would love it if they went back to this, but at the same time, I think they were trying to go back to this with No Prayer for the Dying, and everybody hated it. So
yeah,
I guess it's just at this point he's like, whatever, we're rich, we just make albums to make albums at this point. But Remember Tomorrow, that's one that Paul Di'Anno wrote.
I like the slow, spooky intro. I like how it builds to the bigger, chunkier guitar riffs.
This is one of the ones I think Bruce is better at singing too, if you listen to a live version.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of his wheelhouse.
Paul's running up against the limits of what he can do in this one, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me because I don't mind subpar vocalists. I mean, Megadeth's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
My biggest thing I always came across back in the day is I'd come across people oh yeah, I like Metallica. It's what do you think of Megadeth? And they're like, yeah, he's too whiny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, my favorite parts are either when he's not singing or like near the end, where there's like where it's built to like the biggest, chunkiest guitar riffs. He's doing the yeah, like I think he's great for the yeahs in this. Like that's where he
cut out all the other vocals.
Yeah.
Running Free,
favorite song on the record for me.
Oh, interesting.
I like.
Because if I had to pick a least favorite,
we have half a record left. Let's just hold off on that.
Yeah,
the Harlot's the winner.
Maybe it is, or maybe it's Iron Maiden, the song by Iron Maiden on the album Iron Maiden. I like all the songs on this record, but
or the instrumental. They do have an instrumental on here. If you like the parts where he doesn't sing.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Samson released their own version of Transylvania on one of their albums. And they were annoyed that they didn't credit the Samson members on the Iron Maiden version.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Who wrote that song?
I think Steve Harris wrote the song, and they were just performing it, and they put it on one of their records.
Oh wow!
In fact, when we play Mission to Harry, maybe we'll put that on so we can all laugh at it.
Yeah, no, like Running Free is great. I think this is the best. Paul vocal performance, or at least so far.
You could tell he put his heart into that one.
Yeah,
and he's young, he's hungry.
Yeah, I like how driving the drums and bass are together. Like just like a lot of great forward momentum, great use of like the chugga chugga rhythm guitar. Yeah, great song.
And of course, we already talked about Phantom of the Opera, epic, great song.
I like how much it changes.
Yeah,
it changes a lot.
Yeah, there's Iron Maiden's one of those bands, especially in their 80s day, that are able to put in changes in the song and it doesn't seem random and annoying.
It's not like...
Isn't that what we complained about during the Iced Earth episode? I mean, Iced Earth is basically... Yeah.
We complained
like Iron Maidens.
We complained about that a lot in the Dream Theater episode too, where it'd be like an abrupt key change that doesn't say anything, and then it would change again.
Well, it's because those guys were listening to this, and they're trying to replicate it. But I don't know. Why does it work with Iron Maiden and it didn't work with them?
Because they knew when to do it and how it would make you feel, and it's there to make you feel something. Yeah. It's not there to show that they can do a key change. But yeah, it's a great song. It's like spooky, atmospheric. It builds a lot. It feels huge and epic.
Yeah, a lot of acrobatic guitar playing.
It's like the precursor to future Iron Maiden. That is a lot more going all in on big epic songs.
Yeah,
it's definitely a hint of things to come.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of these are like under 5 minutes. They're just rippers. The only reason they're 5 minutes is because they have 17 guitar solos.
Yeah, and then but like Paul's vocals did fit Phantom of the Opera. He wasn't like straining the way he did in Remember Tomorrow, so it was good. It just like everything came together really well for that. Second favorite track on the record.
Yeah, I think my favorite track on this side at least is Prowler. Probably, I don't know. It's just
it's a great opener.
It's a good ripper.
Yeah, but fortunately, you don't have to pick one. You can listen to the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I think. To me, Maiden's more of a sit down and listen to the record rather than listen to a single song thing anyway. They weren't big on releasing singles. Like, they had some really big charting singles, but, like, they were always more album focused than singles focused.
I don't know. I think they were pretty singles focused. They had a lot of singles. I don't know what singles focused. Maybe I'm just being contrarian.
Trying to like release really strong singles for radio play.
Oh, I guess not.
They put out singles, but I don't think.
I was like, they had singles on everything. They wanted to make money still. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, they do want to make money.
Yeah, there's the bands that release singles because that's what they mainly want to express things with. Then there's the bands that release singles as an advertisement for the album. For them the single was to get people to buy the album, not for the sake of making like a catchy 3-minute song.
Well, I might be wrong on some of the terminology on this, but I think their only hit was "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter" from "No Prayer of the Dying," which is a repurposed Bruce Dickinson song. So yeah, I don't think they cared about the radio at all.
They played on Top of the Pops at some point, didn't they? And like refused to play to a pre-recorded track, or
yeah, they all
tried to play to a pre-recorded track and it was a disaster, or
no, they clowned around because they didn't like the concept and they just traded instruments, except for Dave Murray, who didn't want to participate in their tomfoolery. All right, so moving on to the next side, it looks like I actually have a UK pressing of this, because on the North American edition, the song Sanctuary is on it, but on mine I have just the 4 songs: Transylvania, Strange World, Charlotte the Harlot, and Iron Maiden. That's interesting that there's an America exclusive song from the most British band in the universe.
That is true.
Well, oftentimes when they would do that, like, it would be because they'd be putting like a B-side that they had no intention of releasing the same single in the States or something. But yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
So I guess after we listen to this, we'll just throw in Sanctuary so we can talk about it, not from like streaming or something. But yeah, we got Transylvania, which Samson bootlegged and put out under a different name. Strange World, Charlotte the Harlot, and Iron Maiden. Before we go into this, any more thoughts, guys?
It's a great record. It's classic for a reason.
No thoughts. Rip it up.
All right, let's do it. All right, and we're back.
Hello.
From side B of Iron Maiden by Iron Maiden.
Featuring the song Iron Maiden. That should be the name of the episode.
It's at least better than Iced Earth by Iced Earth on the album Iced Earth.
Yes. I think as a whole, I liked the first side more, but it wasn't like a giant dip in quality. They're both great sides with a lot of great songs. Like, this is a 8 out of 8 album. Like, every track works at least on some level. This isn't a skip it when listening on CD record.
Yeah, no, there isn't a song on this one I would skip, but it does have a vibe shift. You know, it slows down for Strange World and Charlotte the Harlot, and
Charlotte the Harlot's just like a nice little pick me up after Strange World.
Yeah, it builds back up to Iron Maiden, so it's like you come back in with the instrumental, slow down for a bit, then you got like the mid paced kind of fun song, and then it just ends with a fucking banger. So yeah. As a whole, it is a very well put together side. In fact, Dave, you mentioned when we were about to put Sanctuary on that it flowed better without the song Sanctuary.
Yeah, having only heard the US version on CD, I hadn't heard it played in this order. And Sanctuary really kind of puts a wrench in the flow of things, and it's better without it there. It's a short record without it too, but it's a lean, muscular album, which is fine. I think it's good. There's no Sanctuary is a fine song, but this way there's no wasted space either too. There's the Strange World goes well into Charlotte the Harlot too, so that I feel like that was one thing I noticed this listen through that I've never caught before, that it just flows really well they really flow well into each other. So it's better this way. Sanctuary can just go back to being a non-album single like it was in the UK.
Yeah, it's pretty lackluster of a song, honestly, compared to everything else. Like, it's kind of a banger. I can see it being alive, like in the club, they play it and everybody goes crazy, but it bogs down the album. It sounds more like
a Kinks homage than it sounds like an Iron Maiden song to me. Yeah. Which I like the Kinks, one of my favorite bands, but I don't listen to the Kinks for the same reason I listen to Iron Maiden. So,
yeah, I'm also more used to the version that we got that has Sanctuary in it, and to be honest, I think it flows a lot better without it. And yeah, I think it should have been something that should have stayed a single and then was relegated to the eventual bonus disc. But oh well, that's not what happened. At least now we here in the era where you can import stuff or even make your own playlists, it's not really as big of a deal anymore, but it's worth discussing. So, if you've ever listened to this album and you've only listened to the North American version, give it a try with the original British track listing. I think it flows better.
Yeah, I'm not going to skip Sanctuary when I listen to the CD in my car, but it's just a better album without it there.
While we were listening to this, I was kind of glossing over the Wikipedia page, so I'm going to pull a punk rock MBA here and talk about some of the things that we speculated on in the first.
Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Punk rock MBA. Too soon.
Well, me and Dave fucking hate music. Just secret. We
there's too many notes.
Yeah. After we're done with this, we go back into our pods and we just exchange protein strings.
How am I going to get called a poser by a guy that don't like music?
I don't know if I even believe that. Like, how do you fake that?
Absolutely not. No,
I think that's just to leave me alone. I'm done.
I think he got too many mean comments and just quit. Yeah. Like, no way you're essentially a music journalist for a decade and you're like, I don't care about music at all. Like, what the fuck?
I believe he's probably phoned in, like, videos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, if I watched one of his videos about a band, like, obviously I can just read the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Like, it's different watching a YouTube video when it's about, personality and stuff like that. Not that he had that much, but
no,
I don't blame him for phoning it in. I do blame him for pretending like he grifted us for a decade.
Yeah, seriously.
I think he hated music. I think he hates music now, but I don't think he hated music when he started.
Exactly, because if you're starting out and you're looking for something to make money, music is the last fucking thing you want to do.
Yeah.
The only reason me and Dave are doing this is because we're good at talking about music.
Only 10-year-olds think you're making money off music.
Yeah. And like I've only seen a couple of his videos back in the day. I don't think they were especially good, but I also don't think they were especially bad. I thought they were fine.
I'm pretty sure I put his stuff on like in the background while I'm playing video games and stuff. But the album was produced by Will Malone, as we mentioned, and apparently, according to Iron Maiden, he just kind of ditched the project and they produced it themselves. So that probably explains Steve Harris's aversion to the production on this, because he got neglected. It's the only album with Dennis Stratton, who was brought in last minute and then was dismissed due to musical differences. And suspicions were first raised during Iron Maiden's recording when Stratton added a Wishbone Ash-esque harmony guitar part and backing vocals to Phantom of the Opera, which the rest of the band immediately disapproved of and had removed. So that's kind of interesting.
I wonder if there's a mix where it's back in.
Probably not. I bet they destroyed it. Stratton stated that he was trying not to push the band in a new direction. Harris commented that it really pointed up the difference between Dennis and us, after which he began to notice that Dennis was so much more into playing stuff like Strange World than he was into Iron Maiden or Prowler, because it was slow and melodic. So probably the only album this would have worked with that guy on. Just like, Paul's stuff was going to be a limited time thing, but it's like also at the same time, I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
The album opens with Transylvania. What do you guys think of Transylvania?
I like the drum sound on it. I think the reverb they have on, I think it was the snare hit, sounded really cool.
As far as filler tracks go, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It rips. It's better than the Samson version. That's for sure. 100% better.
I hated
than the Samson version.
I hated that Samson version you played for us.
The Samson version was much shorter.
Yeah, it was only 2 minutes long. It more or less sounded the same, I think, rhythmically, but the guitar was.
But it's Samson.
Yeah.
It's so actually tied to that Samson. It's somebody that's not Iron Maiden.
Yeah, good energy, good way to, like it's the start of a new side. It's like I like doing an instrumental as an intro to a side B too, just like to get everyone, like, give it a shot of energy before moving on to what the rest of it is. It kind of stands out a little bit because it's a fast song right before a slow song.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have vocals, but yeah, it's just a nice little intro.
Yeah, it's a good spot to put it. Strange World, as we mentioned just a bit ago, seems like that was something Dennis Stratton was more into, so I suppose we can say that one was, he didn't write it, but sounds like as far as like when he went to record it, that was probably the one that he had the most fun playing, I would assume.
Yeah, that seemed like his song.
Yeah.
It was a good song. I liked it. I liked Paul's singing on it better than I liked it on Remember Tomorrow. I thought
That's true. He did sing well.
yeah.
It kind of has this like, I don't know, mystical, well maybe not mystical, but like atmospheric
Elvish.
Yeah, Elvish, that's a good way to put it. Like
Yeah.
walking through the forest,
Elvish quality.
kind of whimsical kind of thing, which
It's something to vibe to, while every other song on this record is something to mosh to. So it's a nice little break.
yeah. You can imagine Paul Di'Anno going around picking flowers and singing it, and
Yeah.
dreaming about his future Bon Jovi album. La 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 la. And then leads perfectly into Charlotte the Harlot. A really fun song. That's one of those where it's like, this is one that Bruce re-recorded in the studio with them. And while his version is good, I don't think it's bad. It's one of those things where it's like, you believe Paul when he's singing these lyrics. When you hear Bruce sing it, you can tell, like, Bruce never had this experience
Yeah.
or anything near this experience.
Paul's a sleaze, and Bruce Dickinson is clean cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked it as a boost, like a pickup and energy too. I thought that's one of the reasons why I thought the transition was so good. Just to go from the nice, fun, like vibe song to just the scuzzy rock and roll song about sex.
Well, it's like, did we get a lot more scuzzy rock and roll songs about sex in Maiden after this? I don't think we did.
No.
And that's sad.
Yeah. This is the end of Scuzzy Maiden.
Yeah. Oh, that one was written by Dave Murray. So, I don't know if the lyrics were as well, but maybe that's why it's got kind of that rock and roll vibe.
And then, like, Paul's vocal delivery, just like how fast he was just spitting out all the syllables, was perfect.
Yeah. And then last, but certainly not least, the song Iron Maiden, closing out Iron Maiden, performed by Iron Maiden. That's probably the fifth time we've done that joke.
I'm not sick of it yet. Hopefully the audience isn't either.
Best song on the record. Kind of goes. I really think it's the best one. Family Opera is great, but this Iron Maiden is. Won't you come into my room?
Yeah.
I want to show you all my ways. Like, what a track. What great lyrics. Like, perfectly sleazy Iron Maiden. Like, I don't know. I can't talk about that song enough. It's a good fucking song.
I think the interplay between the guitars and the intro is really good. This is the only song where I really noticed the backing vocals. Just on the chorus.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really stood out. It was really good. It elevated things. Yeah, great song.
Perfect closer to an album, and also a perfect concert closer. I think they close almost every show out with this one, if not every.
And it matches the energy of the Prowler too. So it makes like the whole thing. It makes the whole thing as a statement. Yeah,
it just wraps the whole thing up in a bow, like perfectly. Yeah. It feels like, you had this album experience, and we're gonna break it down with this fucking banger with some creepy guy that collects torture devices, I guess.
And invites you into his room.
Yeah.
He wants to show you all his wares.
Just like we lured Clayton here under the concept of recording a podcast, and as soon as we press stop,
You said you had wares.
Yeah.
You said there were wares to behold.
The wares is the robot litter box that we're gonna stuff you with. Yeah.
No.
And then Flexo's going to go, where does the shit go? Well, that begs the question, what would be worse to be tortured in, the Iron Maiden or the Brazen Bull?
The Brazen Bull was more likely real, so that...
Yeah, I don't see Iron Maiden as a torture device. It just seems like it would just kill you.
Yeah.
Like, the way they set it up, I don't see... Like, whenever I was in school and they'd be like, that was the Iron Maiden, the medieval torture device. I'm like, you close the door, I think you just die.
Yeah, it just stabs you.
It just stabs you a bunch. Like, it's not exactly torture. It's just a really roundabout way to stab somebody 50 times at once.
Well, at the time when they were doing that, when they executed people, they just cut their heads off. They didn't need to waste a bunch of metal, which was a lot of work to mine and to make Smith into something like that, they'd just cut your head off with an axe and be done with it. Like, that's why it probably wasn't a historical thing. It just didn't exist. It was something they thought would be cool to have in the background in movies.
Yeah. Now, with how fucked up people are in the world, I wonder if somewhere somebody made an Iron Maiden and killed somebody in it, and there's some like creepy snuff film. Maybe even set to this song. Maybe there was an Iron Maiden fan that made an Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, I'm sure after they were invented that someone did a copycat.
There's at least got to be an anime AMV on YouTube with like Dragon Ball Z clips, or something.
Goku being slammed in an Iron Maiden.
Yeah. I recently posted a screenshot of the Limp Bizkit song "My Way," and I put the caption. I took clips of Dragon Ball Z and overlaid it the Limp Bizkit song "My Way" with stuff that I found on Kazaa, and I'm like, that's the most 2000s thing.
That's how old I am.
Yeah, that's how old I am. Lost Media. Probably can't find that one because YouTube didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
There might be a hard drive out there that's just sitting on a shelf with all those. I used to make all these stupid little animated video things with Windows Movie Maker.
Was one of them with Iron Maiden by Iron Maiden off the album Iron Maiden?
No, I didn't know about them yet. But what's funny is that during that time period, I was looking for Iron Man. So I'd keep seeing Iron Maiden songs in there. And I'm like, what kind of name for a band is Iron Maiden? Well, it's a sissy name. Because I didn't know anything at that time.
Yeah, you didn't even know.
My first exposure to Iron Maiden was Bill and Ted.
I think I came across Iron Maiden first in the Grand Theft Auto, like seriously listened to them for the first time in the Grand Theft Auto Vice City soundtrack, which had 2 Minutes to Midnight. And then I went and bought like I want to say the Edward the Great compilation. And then from there, I became a lifelong fan.
Nice. I got the CD. A friend of mine had a Number of the Beast vinyl that he got from his dad, and that was the first time I heard it.
Did he get it for $2?
No, I don't. His dad had it, and he had the collection from his dad.
Yeah,
and just showed it to me, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I remember hearing it in the name in Bill and Ted, and then finding it on Napster.
And now I play in a fucking band, so thanks a lot, Bruce.
Yeah.
Shit.
Bruce would be very disappointed in this.
I mean, Steve.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Steve Harris. You ruined my life.
I think Steve Harris probably ruined a few people's lives.
Probably a few, yeah. Probably Paul Diano's.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we use our temporal chronovisor, we can see the universe where Blaze Bayley is actually a hit maker, and he's just cranking out banger after banger. But in our universe, no,
nope.
He released 2 albums that nobody liked because they wouldn't tune their guitars to fit his voice.
Yeah, classic album. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it.
If you have listened to it, listen to it again.
Well, if you're in North America, listen to the British version by either taking out Sanctuary from, I don't know, a streaming source, or sourcing out a UK pressing. My vinyl copy is a repressing, like a modern day repressing. I think I got it on Amazon for like $10. So I would recommend the version without Sanctuary. As much as I like bonus tracks, I wish they maybe would have put it at the end as a bonus track or something, but oh well. And then
or as a bonus disc, because I do like ending it on Iron Maiden.
Well, every single reissue they did, they came with like a bonus disc in the 90s anyway. And yeah, I like that format better because it's almost like you get to listen to an EP instead. But
yeah.
And then, of course, the obligatory rest in peace, Paul Diano, rest in peace, Clive Burr. I wish there was more Clive Burr in the world.
Yeah, they should have been bigger than they ended up being.
Yeah. Paul, to this day, still our most popular episode is the one on that album. We recommend you check that out. And yeah, I think that's it.
Right. Clayton, do you have anything you want to plug?
You can listen to my band, The Scabby Ghouls, on all major streaming platforms. You can also check out another band I'm in, Jeremy Mercy and the Rapture Orphans, on all of the major streaming platforms. Yeah,
awesome.
Nothing really else.
Well, we're going to have you back for the Swords Warp Riders in the near future, and you're scheming on bringing something in. You want to talk about that for a bit?
I do have an interesting record. It's a John Carpenter album that he made with his son. It's called Lost Themes 2, and I think it's an interesting thing, and it'll be nice to listen to something not associated with Iron Maiden when I come in.
Something that's instrumental, like all instrumental, and it's like John Carpenter. I love him as a filmmaker. Since I'm a musician, I almost love him more as a musician. But yeah, we'll talk about that more when we do that episode.
All right. Well, we're all looking forward to it. Check out me and Dave on Instagram, Bluesky, and you can find that information after the theme song.
Thanks.
Yeah. Catch you on the flip side.
See you later. Catch you on the flip side. Oh, that's a good one.
Because it's about records.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
What's his name, the green one?
Flexo.
Bender and Flexo.
And they get along like Bender and Flexo. And that Flexo likes Bender.
Flexo likes Bender, and Bender does like Flexo, but I can't be in the same room with her showing him affection. Actually, they've been used up on that a bit. But.
If you keep your house cold, they will touch butts.
A lot of times I'll come home and they're in like the back room in the cat bed, like snuggling, and then as soon as Bender sees me, she's like, "We weren't cuddling."
No.
I'm still trying to get my cats to be friends. They like sit close to each other, but they just CB and Cannoli don't like each other.
Side 1, Side B with Dave and Steve is a Floof Goof Studios production. You can find us on Instagram at KillRockMusicSWS and Dave_Diction. You can find us on Bluesky at KillRock Music and Beastmaster General. Check out our musical projects, The Alliterates and Lucid Fugue, on all major streaming platforms, and links to each at my website, killrockmusic.com. That's KILRAVOCK music.com. This also includes my past projects, Megaton and Valley of Shadows, and my current solo project, Kill Rock. You can also find Dave's past project, Gong Farmer, at GONGFERMOUR.bandcamp.com. Thanks.
Everyone we worked with is dead.
Really ripped.
Yeah.
I need to change my pants.
Check. Leonard Bernstein.
I hate it so much I skipped the whole Destroyer.
Allow me to play you out.